Hello, budding chemists. Let me ask you something. If you text your friend, bring one burger and two cokes, and they show up with two burgers and no coke, would you call that balanced? Definitely not. In chemistry, too, balance is everything. A chemical equation is nothing but a balanced representation of a chemical reaction. It tells us how atoms rearrange to form products with new properties. For example, when hydrogen gas reacts with oxygen gas, it doesn't give a fiery mess of unbalanced atoms, it gives two molecules of water, written as 2H2 plus O2 gives 2H2O. Every hydrogen and every oxygen atom is accounted for. And that's the golden rule, equations must always be balanced. Now, why are chemical equations so powerful? Because they're treasure maps. They don't just show reactants and products, they also give us three important types of information. First, the molecular proportion, how many molecules of each substance take part. Second, the relative masses, since coefficients can be converted into grams. And third, the relative volumes, when gases are involved at the same temperature and pressure. Take nitrogen reacting with hydrogen to form ammonia. N2 plus 3, H2 gives 2 NH3. That simple set of symbols tells us one molecule of nitrogen reacts with 3 of hydrogen to make 2 of ammonia. In labs and industries, those ratios are lifelines. So, how do we solve problems using equations? Think of it as following a recipe. Step 1, write the balanced equation. Step 2, find molecular weights of the reactants and products. Step 3, convert those coefficients into actual grams or moles. Step 4, use proportions to find the required masses or volumes. Step 5, if gases are involved, bring in the magic number 22.4 liters at standard temperature and pressure for every mole of gas. It's just like scaling up a cooking recipe. Double the flour, double the cookies. Here, double the moles, double the product. Simple and satisfying. Let's test this with an example. How much oxygen gas is evolved at STP by electrolyzing 18 grams of water? Step 1, balanced equation. 2H2O gives 2H2 plus O2. Step 2, calculate molecular weights. For 2 molecules of water, 2 times 18 equals 36 grams. On the product side, 2 molecules of hydrogen have a mass of 4 grams and 1 molecule of oxygen weighs 32 grams. So right under the formula, we can write the weights. 2H2O, 36 grams, gives 2H2, 4 grams plus O2, 32 grams, a perfectly balanced account. Now for the actual math. From the equation, 36 grams of water liberates 32 grams of oxygen. So if we only have 18 grams of water, we get 32 times 18 divided by 36, which equals 16 grams of oxygen. But the problem also asks for volume. At STP, 1 mole of oxygen, which is 32 grams, occupies 22.4 liters. That means 16 grams of oxygen will occupy 11.2 liters. So, from 18 grams of water, we can predict exactly 16 grams or 11.2 liters of oxygen at STP. Isn't it amazing how equations let us peek into invisible gas volumes? These calculations aren't just for exams, they power entire industries. In the fertilizer industry, the balanced equation N2 plus 3H2 gives 2 NH3 is used daily to predict how much hydrogen is needed for ammonia production. In the energy sector, combustion equations like CH4 plus 2O2 gives CO2 plus 2H2O help determine how much oxygen is consumed and how much energy is released from fuels. Even environmental chemists rely on these calculations to estimate how much CO2 is released from burning coal. And in labs, every time you collect a gas during electrolysis or titration, you're using the same proportional calculations. Chemistry doesn't just balance equations, it balances industries. Let's wrap this up. A chemical equation is a balanced representation of a reaction. It gives us molecular proportions, relative masses, and relative volumes. The procedure to solve problems is straightforward. Balance the equation, write molecular weights, relate mass and mole ratios, and calculate proportions. Our worked example showed that 18 grams of water produces 16 grams or 11.2 liters of oxygen at STP. And the applications? Everywhere, from fertilizers to fuels to pharmaceuticals. So, to sum up, if chemistry were a language, balanced equations would be its grammar. Without balance, nothing makes sense. I hope this session helped you see equations not just as symbols, but as the precise calculators behind lab experiments and industrial giants. Catch you in the next class where we'll balance not just atoms but your confidence in chemistry too.